Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. Got a story that I want to bring to you from the MIT Technology Review. I have shared stuff with you from these people before. We've talked about how sinister they are and how they are a part of the laying of the beast infrastructure. So this story is going to play right along with all the other stuff that I've been sharing with you. But this is interesting because it talks about the and Bap-Baps. Y'all know what Bap-Baps are. If you do not know what the Bap-Bap is, it is the lollipop. Have to talk in code because we cannot speak freely anymore. We are living under tyranny. So gotta be wise as a serpent, and y'all gonna have to follow along. All right, so this story came out on today. It is from the checkup. So it says, hello, and welcome back to the checkup. Listen at how it starts. So it says, last week I came down with some kind of bug. So I got to play one of my least favorite games. Cough, cough, or not cough, cough. In my case, 2 rapid tests were negative, so probably not cough, cough. But many other people have been testing positive. Cough cough hospitalizations in the US rose nearly 16% during the third week of August. How convenient. Even Papa's wife got cough cough this week. Data suggests we're at the beginning of a fall wave. And with students returning to schools and workers returning to offices, I'm sure I'm not the only one who is thinking about Bap-Baps. MIT Technology Review talking about Bap-Baps. It's been a year since a higher up thing was released. And while the latest wave isn't likely to be as bad as the tsunami we experienced in 2021 and 2022, there's a lot of uncertainty about the next few months, what the next few months will look like. So for this week's checkup, let's take stock at where we're at. Where are the updated Bap-Baps and how do they stack up against the new cootie bugs? When will I be able to get my next Bap-Bap? Y'all see how they pushing this stuff? Do you see how they are pushing it? So it says, depending on where you live, as soon as this month, at the beginning of the summer, the Food and Drug people decided that the Bap-Baps needed a refresh. They putting that stuff in there so they can turn people into zombies. But anyway, the agency advised manufacturers to develop Bap-Baps targeting X. Notice X. Think it's got anything to do with Muskie Boy changing the name of Twitter to X? Pay attention. A descendant of Ami and one of the dominant strains going around right now. Got to change the language. Pizizi, Modizi, and Novizi have done that. Now they're waiting on the Fed's approval and guidance from Cat Dog Cat on how the shots should be given out. That should all happen by the middle of this month. Cat Dog Cat's advisory committee on Bap-Bap practices said the body that, which is the body that provides guidance on who should get Bap-Bapped and when, is set to meet next week. So Keep up with these dates because these dates will be important. The timing is going to be important. And depending on where you live, you will need to pay attention because you will see things start to happen. In the EU, PZZ, their new stuff is already approved. The EU green lighted the Bap-Bap last week. And this week, regulators in the UK followed suit. So notice that the places where the pilgrims are, they're putting this stuff out everywhere. I wonder why. The first shots should be going into folks soon. Those at the greatest risk of developing serious illness will be eligible for the new Bap-Bap starting on when? September the 11th. Y'all know September the 11th has significant meaning for those who practice the occult. These people always do stuff. You have to go back and look at what's the September 11th target. So that's why I say pay attention to these dates. But X 1.5 isn't the only cootie bug circulating these days. How worried should I be about the other ones? So the XBB strains are still causing the majority of infections, but a couple of other strains have been gaining ground. According to the cat dog cat, the 5G one is now responsible for about 20% of the cases in the US, more than any other single circulating strain. A variant called Florida 1.51 comes in second, making up 15% of cases. These cootie bugs don't seem to cause more severe disease, but they are more adept at evading the body's immune response. Satanists, that's what I'm calling these people, are also paying close attention to a strain first detected in early August known as BA 2.86. So you look at these numbers, they're significant. Got to go to do your gematria. By its nickname, P. rolla. If you look and see what this name means, you'll be shocked. That's what I'll say. I don't know why they be picking these names for these strains, but it just lets you know that these people are evil and wicked. So it says the strain is notable because it's so unlike any of the other versions circulating. What really caught people's attention is that it had over 30 mutations. So a very substantial genetic change, says Don Baroque, a Harvard immunologist, referring to the sharply protruding protein the stuff uses to gain entry into cells. This is why it's going to be important for y'all to detox. This is why it's going to be important for you to get your sun. This is why it's going to be important for you to pay attention to what these people are saying, because they're telling you what's getting ready to happen. So you need to be getting your bodies prepared. It's only the second time that the whole big old shebang that started everything has made such a big leap, which basically says they done went in the lab and then mixed all this stuff up, and now they put it back out here in the street acting like it just came from no place. How we just go from not being sick at all to now we got something that's got 30 different mutations? It's just not even natural. And we got to call a spade a spade. This is not normal. It's not normal. The worry is that this massive change in sequence might make the cootie bug harder for our immune systems to recognize and fight off, of course. And so they're going to trick you. You need to go get the Bap-Bap, because the Bap-Bap is going to save you. But the Bap-Bap going to have you around here looking and acting like a zombie is what's really going to happen. But anyway, my people going to know better. Preliminary data trickling in suggests that fears about the P1 may be overblown. In a preprint posted on Tuesday, the Harvard immunologist looked at blood samples from 66 individuals, some of who received the 1-Up Bap-Bap in the fall and others who did not. The group also contained a subset of people who had been infected with the X strain in the past 6 months. Neutralizing antibody levels against the B1, the B strain, were comparable or higher than levels against the X strain, the 5G strain, and the Flow Rider strain. So this variant doesn't seem to be much more immune evasive than other strains. That was a bit unexpected and good news, the immunologist said. So it says those results are roughly consistent with what labs in Dragon Country and over there where CERN is, in CERN Country, the seat of Satan, their house, reported in recent days. If you want a fantastic deep dive into all this data, you can look at their newsletter. So it says the BA strain has been downgraded from a hurricane to not even a tropical storm. Somebody told USA Today. We're lucky. This one could have been really bad. So that just to me says whatever they did didn't work. So it didn't do people like they wanted it to do people. So they got to pull out the big wigs, the one with the 30 mutations in it. The data thus far is preliminary, but even if the B1 is just a light rain shower, that doesn't mean it won't lead to problems in the future. That means they're going to boost it up eventually. So be on the lookout. The P word descendants, that worry me more than current strain per se, wrote somebody who's allegedly an evolutionary biologist at the University of Guelph. The concern will be that it will continue to evolve and its descendants will have traits that make it successful at reaching new hosts. In fact, the B1 already has developed a sublineage. So, these people are basically telling you about all the different strains that they got skied up and ready to put out. So I'm sharing this with you, but I really want to talk about the Bap-Baps. So listen at this, what they're talking about, the Bap-Baps. So it says, how well will the new Bap-Baps work? That remains to be seen. Well, if it remains to be seen, why is you giving it to us? We don't want it. Leave us alone. The MDZ and PZZ have reported that the new BAPs elicit a strong antibody response to the X strain, as well as the 5G strain, the Florida strain, and the B strain. The Harvard people say that the X strain appeared to boost the antibodies against the B strain, a hopeful sign that the BAPs might also help fend off the new strain. But protection will likely fade quickly, just as it did with previous Bap-Baps. We know that the durability of the mRNA one-ups is relatively limited, on the order of 6 months. So every 6 months, they're going to want you to get Bap-Baps. You got to keep going back, get your Bap-Baps. So they got folks trained up to go get these things, even though they don't work. And churches giving them out, shameful. An updated Bap-Bap will be most important for people who are immunocompromised or vulnerable in other ways that leave them at high risk for developing severe disease. Whether the BAPs will be useful for younger, healthier people is a source of some controversy among experts in the field. We know the BAPs won't protect against any and all, but it could lessen the severity of the illness. So they're telling you it ain't gonna protect you from nothing. It says we know the Bap-Bap won't protect against any and all. Any and all. That means none. It didn't say or and. Ain't gonna do nothing. But it could lessen the severity of the illness. I still might get the, but it might just not be as uncomfortable, says an immunologist from the University of Pennsylvania. An updated Bap-Bap might also reduce the risk of developing long. There's still some chance of getting long every single time you get infected. But if a robust immune response can keep the strain from spreading beyond the upper respiratory tract, I think the chances of long are probably a little bit lower. So they're telling you, if you can keep this stuff up in your head and keep it from getting down in your lungs and the rest of your body, you'll be okay. This is why it's going to be really important for you to walk, take deep breaths, get that vitamin D, get outside in that good sun, get you some sunlight, um, do all the things that you need to do. But they're telling you the Bap-Baps ain't going to work. But yet they're giving out Bap-Baps. So the Bap-Baps got to be for another reason, i.e., that apocalypse that they keep talking about, um, that's supposed to be coming by 2025. I don't know. I got my tinfoil hat on. So, anywho, I just wanted to share this story with you because I thought it was interesting that this MIT tech review is out here talking about Bap-Baps and the cough. And they're talking about it because they helped design it. If you understand, you got to read between the lines. You got to do your research. Just research, y'all. Research. I can't say everything that I want to say, and I'm not going into this topic. Y'all got to read between the lines. This is some sinister stuff that's getting ready to happen. Um, that's all I can say. It's going to be sinister. I can't say nothing else because if I say anything else, then I'll just be getting in trouble for saying stuff that's wrong. So, anywho, y'all be careful out here in these streets because these people cutting up. They releasing and unleashing these cootie bugs on us, and we just at the mercy of the adversary right now. But y'all stay prayed up. Y'all learn how to bind this stuff up. Y'all learn how to take care of y'all body. The Most High gave us everything we need to fight off anything they put out here. No weapon formed against y'all's people gonna prosper. We're gonna pray corporately. We're gonna pray for one another. We're gonna ask the Most High to keep us covered. We are believing that we got power over all this stuff. The adversary cannot win if we do what we're supposed to do. So pray for your brothers and sisters. Pray that no weapon formed against us will prosper. And pray that this awakening continues and that our brothers and sisters continue to cry out to the Most High so he can deliver us from all this evil because, oh my gosh, I just can't. It's just too much. It's too much. But there is nothing impossible for us because we got Yah on our side and he is fighting for us. He is going to contend with our enemies. All we got to do is have faith, don't have fear, continue to look up, continue to do what we're supposed to do. Keep the Sabbath, obey those laws, statutes, and commandments. And don't be out here following up other people. Because these people gonna do just like they did the last time. They're gonna tell you, they're gonna make you feel bad and tell you can't go to the restaurant, you can't go to the family reunion, you can't come and stay. They don't want you to stay in the house. You gotta stand outside on the porch. You already know the routine. You already know the routine. Just do that. And I'm just gonna be honest, it don't hurt to be a germaphobe because we know this stuff is traveling through the air. The adversary controls the airways, all the airways, the communications and natural air. He's got power and permission to do the things that he's doing. But you know how to protect yourself. Don't worry about what other people say. I know people gonna be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do XXX thing. I ain't putting no diaper on my face." That's them. Let them get whatever. You do what you gotta do to protect yourself. We all got different health issues. Do what you gotta do to protect yourself. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for being safe. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for not wanting to be sick and risking your life, especially when they've already told us this thing is going to be worse. Like, who walking around just like, oh, I'm not going to wear no face rag and I'm going to, inhale all the cootie bugs and get whatever. And oh, you don't think that the Most High gave us wisdom and had the adversary tell us in advance what he's going to do for you not to prepare and do right by yourself so that you can survive? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. And all these people who running around trying to make it like it's a political statement is stupid. It's just purely stupid. It's like going into space without having oxygen on your head because I believe the Most High and I know he can preserve me. You go up and get in a spaceship without something on to keep you some air circulating up in your body while you're up in space. You're going to be dead. That's stupid. Who had surgery without oxygen? You could stop breathing. Like, I don't even, I just cannot believe some of the stuff that people say. Anyway, use your spiritual discernment. Some stuff, and use your common sense, because there are some things that people are out here saying that are absolutely just ridiculous, that I cannot get behind. I'm not repeating what nobody else said. I'm not sending you no place to look at foolishness. I'm just going to tell you to use your own spiritual discernment, use your wisdom. Do not be afraid to protect yourself. We trying to endure to the end. And so sometimes endure to the end may be isolating yourself from people. It may be putting a mask on if you're going someplace, or it may just be being mindful of where you go and how you travel. I mean, just use your common sense, people. Just think about some of this stuff that folks are saying. And then also, you got to play chess, because at the end of the day, if the goal the first time was to get you to go along with something or not go along with something so that they can use it to their benefit the next time they unleash the next batch of stuff, those who say I ain't gonna do nothing, those people might perish and might not endure to the end. Now they still may inherit the kingdom, but they may not get to see the supernatural exodus that we may get to experience because we have faith and because we kept watch and because we used our common sense. So I'm just saying, use your common sense, people. Do not be afraid to protect yourself, and don't let folks shame you for wanting to um, not be ill. I personally, now I'm putting my tinfoil hat on, come along with me. I personally think that the psychopaths who design these uh, who socially engineer these scenarios have built in all types of contingency plans for everybody. So for those who don't wear face coverings, I think they have something for those people. They will have something for those people. For those who do, I think they have something for those people too. I think the people who are going to be the safest are the people who learn how to navigate everything, don't get caught up in the politics of nothing, and don't listen to the foolery of the masses, because they really and truly are, they got people out here saying all kinds of stuff, and just some of it just does not make any sense. People who don't have any medical backgrounds, people who are not immunologists or who haven't worked with infectious diseases, just nothing makes sense. And so people are out here spewing stuff that just don't make sense. And so you really gotta take a step back and just think about stuff from a common sense perspective. If this stuff is going around, it's spreading some kind of way, how is it spreading? If it's spreading in the air, where are you going and how can you avoid getting in contact with it? Because don't nobody want to be sick. I don't want a cold. I never liked getting colds. I was always mad when my kids came home with colds. So I'm not finna tell nobody, oh yeah, I can deal with getting uh the cough again. I don't want that stuff. That stuff I had that stuff for 3-4 weeks. I couldn't get right, and then after that, I was having issues with my blood pressure and spiking fevers just out of the blue. So that stuff is no joke. I don't want that. Trust me, I don't want it. I don't want to be around nobody who got it. I don't want to be around people who living recklessly. I just don't want it because I don't want to be sick. I'm too old for that. Um, and even with my grandkids, they be like, I'm going to school. I don't feel good. Don't come over here. I love you. Call me on the phone. Let's do video chat. Grandma don't want to be sick because grandma works at home. Grandma don't have to be around people. So grandma is fairly safe and she can avoid being contaminated. I can control who I let into my environments, and I can control when I go out. So I can keep myself fairly healthy. But I know there are a whole lot of people who cannot because they work outside of the home. They have kids that go to school and they putting this stuff everywhere. So it's highly likely that, more people are going to start coming in contact with this stuff, which is why I think they put this story in this MIT tech review. There's a whole breakdown. Don't have nothing to do with technology except for the technology that's in the Bap-Bap, because that's the real technology. That's why they were talking about it. And that's why, we have to be mindful of that, because even the strains are engineered to be deadly or to be bad for us. And they have this stuff in there too. So it's in your best interest not to get any of it in your body, especially if they have other motives that they're going to implement later. So, anyway, I'm going to stop talking before I get in trouble. All right, this is Marley K. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. I won't be able to hook you up with this. I'm going to see if I can get a direct link to this newsletter. But again, you need to sign up for the MIT Technology Review newsletter. It will come directly to your email. It's really good information about what is coming down the pipe. That's why I signed up for it. I get information from everywhere to share with you. Y'all know I don't discriminate. But I want y'all to be on top of what's coming. You see, they're talking about mid-September. That's next week. And then we got all this stuff coming for the next couple of weeks. Be ready, people, because it's about to get hot with the virus. The virus. The virus. The virus. It's going to be everywhere. All right, y'all. This is Marley K. Love y'all. And I'm out of here.